Chapter 5, Sean Kneels. The year passed, and thankfully we didn't have many bad arguments. Although Sean was strangely getting into voodoo, he would put curses on people, and I wasn't sure how to respond to that craziness. My problem as a single mother was I wanted to be married. He always had excuses and delays when it came to committing to marriage. His label was blowing up, Biggie dropped, and it was just about over. He also signed Mary J. Blige, and of course, when I found out he slept with her, we fought. He claimed it was a mistake, and my stupid ass took him back again. Sean asked me for a threesome with her. At first, I was mad, but Mary was beautiful. It was our first threesome, and I loved it. Mary was sexy. I would not be doing this a lot, but it was so hot. I was young and exploring my sexuality. Other women into our bedroom periodically, and we were happy. This is until one day I came home to a situation that went from awkward to a nightmare. Quincy was with the babysitter, and Sean was sitting with Al B. Sure at the dinner table. I had a child with Al, and Sean was the father in Quincy's life. The awkwardness of all of us being together had dissolved a long time ago, but it was still weird that they were here in my home together alone. I sat down and we had drinks. It was fun. The conversation was cool until it wasn't. Al was a little loose after a couple of drinks. I remember him saying, "It's still weird seeing you with my friend, but you're happy, so I'm happy for you guys." Sean responded, "Thanks, man. Me and you, we share so much." Al replied coolly, "Word." The conversation took an odd and awkward turn when Sean said, "We all been together sexually, but not together." I was shocked for a moment. As quietness lingered in the room, I asked, "What do you mean by all together?" Al shifted uncomfortably, but Sean didn't hesitate. "You know how we sometimes invite other people into our bed?" I couldn't believe it. "Oh, hell no, Sean. This is my son's father." "Al, say something." What Al said was mind-boggling. "I don't know. It could be kind of hot. I miss you in that way." Although I couldn't believe Sean would do this, the truth was I still cared about Al, and this could be very hot. I just didn't want it messing up my relationship, and if things became awkward, how would it affect Quincy? So I asked, "Are you both sure?" I imagined both of them inside me. I knew this would be awkward sexually. There would be some bumping of genitals, but what happened next, I couldn't have imagined in my wildest dreams. Al, and then it's X'd out, so I don't know what Al did. I couldn't believe it. I stood there in shock, but when I saw Sean, I ran out of the... "Oh, come on, Kimmy." They didn't chase after me. And it's X'd out. So Al took the initiative. Jeez Louise. Let's go on. I couldn't get the image out of my mind. I couldn't be with Sean for a while, but that wouldn't be the last time I saw Sean in a compromising position. Not by a long shot. One day I found the vault where he kept all his encounters with men. Yes, he kept a record of it, but that's for later.
Alright, so we just listened to chapter 5. Welcome back to my reaction to the Kim Porter book here on Hood Topics TV. Chapter 5 got a little bit juicy. She details about, her guilt of keep taking this man back, because like I said, the butt plug thing has just been a constant narrative in the whole story so far. We only on chapter 5, but Diddy is a wild boy with that. But now she was saying that he cheated on her. He got caught cheating with Mary J. Blige, and then she took him back, and somehow Diddy ends up talking her into having a threesome with him and Mary J. So she said she enjoyed that. So it's still, she's still detailing how he's manipulating her to do things that he want her to do sexually. So she was saying around this time is when Big got signed, some other artists, things start really, really popping off. So it sounds like from her description of Diddy's come up, he was already popping before he was even with Big. Like he was, like the stuff she describing, like he was already 5-star restauranting it and riding around in the latest this and that, and he was already doing his Diddy thing. You know what I'm saying? So, my first introduction to Diddy, I believe, was Biggie. I might be a little too young to remember correctly, but I don't remember seeing him before Big. I remember knowing him because of Big. I don't know if that's true for everybody that was a little older around that era that can remember correctly and all of that, but that's how I remember it. So Puff really, really, really getting it in. You know what I mean? So what happens is she details the situation really with the chapters about is she come home and Puff and Al B. Sure, which is the R&B singer that's the father to Quincy, which is her firstborn son. And Puff, they sitting there at the table chilling together, which she thought was weird, which was weird. That was odd, and they get to talking and having drinks. She said Al gets a little loose, and Puff starts saying, insinuating that they should have a threesome. Him and Puff and Al should run a train on Kim. That's what Puff was saying. Al was with it. Kim was, acting like she, was surprised and would have you, like she, oh, this is gonna be strange, it's gonna be weird, whatever. But what's crazy is she's reading, the chick who's reading the book, she's saying that things are blanked out. So, and then she also says that this wasn't the first time she's seen Puff in a compromising position. So how did Al have Puff? If it was blanked out, was this Puff performing fellatio on Al? Is that what this was? This is disgusting. If this is all true, Puff is disgusting. Like, this dude is terrible. Ugh. You know what I mean? If this is true. He ain't been convicted yet. But this is this lady's book that we checking out. We're trying to see if it's real. And so far, it seems to be, it has a feeling of realness to it with some added juice, maybe, I would say. That's the feel I'm getting from it. But, we have to examine it and we have to, we have to take a look at it. But, yeah, she was saying Al and basically detailing the whole threesome situation with her, with Puff and Al. So she had to have a whole chapter about that. So it must have been a real big impact on her life or her relationship with Puff. So, yeah, that's my take on the chapter 5 of Kim Porter book about Puff, her relationship with Puff. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of disgusting. But anyway, till next time, chapter 6 coming up soon. Keep your eye on the channel, man. Hood Topics TV. Robbie Maurice signing out.